You understand at a profound level that promoting religious freedom is an essential building block for peace and stability here and throughout the world. In this, we are allied with His Holiness, a courageous champion of religious freedom and of peace.
La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu.
Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad is the present head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the most dynamic international community within Islam. The community was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad in Qadian, a small and remote village in India. He claimed to be the expected reformer of the latter days, the one awaited by all major world religions. Founded in 1889, the community has continued to spread throughout the world, flourishing under caliphate, the system of spiritual leadership established after the demise of the holy founder. The current successor of this movement, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, continues the work of the holy founder to revive the spiritual and moral state of mankind. The movement embodies the benevolent message of Islam in its pristine purity, a movement that preaches peace, universal brotherhood, and submission to the will of God. Ahmadi Muslims have earned the distinction and reputation of being a law-abiding and peaceful community. Within a century, the movement has reached all the corners of the earth and has been recognized and praised by the global community.
Your Holiness, I want to thank you for your great leadership, the example and the demonstrated commitment that you've shown to tolerance and to justice and to peace. Today, on this day, we draw inspiration from you, from your work, and from your followers, not only here in the United States, but the world over. God bless.
An injunction to love all and to hate none is the avowed guiding principle of the Ahmadi life.
I would thank you also that you have stressed the importance of showing that Islam is the religion of peace, not the religion of hate, as it was stated on the wall in the Jalsa: love for all, hatred for none.
For the establishment of worldwide peace, it is vital that the freedoms of conscience and expression should be highly respected and observed. A genuine effort should be made to promote international and interfaith understanding with the spirit of tolerance for the establishment of a harmonious world. This message of peace is strongly emphasized in the teachings of the founder of your community, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. His teaching is not only of benefit to Sweden, but to the entire world for the establishment of peace.
I think that is the message that the world really needs.
Wherever the movement has been established, it endeavors to exert a constructive influence of Islam through social projects, educational institutes, health services, Islamic publications, and the construction of mosques. These endeavors continue, despite the bitter persecution that the community suffers in some countries.
We need all the goodness we can find in today's world, and I applaud you for your contribution in Britain and worldwide to community cohesion and the enjoyment of diversity that is such a precious asset.
I would like to pay an additional tribute to the work being done by Ahmadis in raising standards in Africa, and particularly in education.
This community is not only prevented from worshipping, from running schools or charity organizations. Here we have the case that people are denied the very elementary freedom to say who they are, to say how they see themselves, to define themselves in freedom. Congratulations, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community not only suffers, but has positive contributions to the development of freedom of religion or belief. Already in 1948, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was under discussion, the then Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Mohammed Zafrullah Khan, member of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, took the podium. He delivered a speech in the plenary session of the General Assembly of the United Nations, fully endorsing freedom of religion or belief, including its component of change, the right to change, which until now is a test case. He gave a very powerful speech invoking Islam as a missionary religion, as he said, and a religion based on persuasion rather than coercion.
Yes, Britain has welcomed the headquarters of the Ahmadis in this country, but it hasn't become something that's become, as it were, a closed sect in Britain. It's become a community that has sought to reach out to all of us. And that's very important, because the best way to break down the barriers of misunderstanding and prejudice is for that contact to happen, and I thank you for that.
The community's many social projects aimed at helping those in need bears testimony to humanitarian concerns in respect of all human beings, regardless of race, colour or creed.
The Ahmadiyyan community have an extraordinary reputation abroad for charitable work in Africa, India, Bosnia and Indonesia, amongst other places. But you'll note your community here too have an extraordinary reputation. You have been generous with your time and resources, and you have made yourselves part of the wider community.
You have given so much to the society in the United Kingdom and to societies everywhere globally. You are among those who give and who not only take. You give so much to so many societies that I have seen and felt and listened to and watched.
Your own work, Your Holiness, particularly in West Africa, is well known. And we heard just now about your attempts to bring water and energy supplies to some of the poorest communities in West Africa.
At this pivotal point in international relations, many questions and concerns have been raised concerning the doctrines of Islam. Most have incorrectly interpreted Islam as endorsing violence and terrorism. The Ahmadiyya community has always demonstrated the spirit of tolerance, goodwill, and true brotherhood. It advocates peace, love, and understanding among followers of different faiths. It firmly believes in and acts upon Quranic teachings. It strongly rejects violence and terrorism in any form and for any reason. The movement offers a clear presentation of Islamic wisdom, philosophy, morals, and spirituality, as derived from the Holy Quran and the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad. Peace and blessings of Allah be on him.
His Holiness has emerged as a leader of wisdom and compassion, a champion of nonviolence among nations and respect among faiths. His Holiness and this community have had the courage to condemn terrorism no matter where or who perpetrates it, not simply because you were victims of violence yourselves, but because terror is wrong wherever and whenever it occurs. You have spoken out against violence of intolerance, even among fellow Muslims, not only because you have endured persecution firsthand, but because calling for the destruction of churches and synagogues or other houses of worship is a violation of basic human rights.
For me, as a student of Islam for now almost 30 years, I am constantly amazed by the depth of service that is certainly represented by this community and tradition, by the depth of tolerance and the constant searching for what it means to be human. To be of human means to be of service, and I think this is so dramatically represented by the message of this community.
But there is something in the faith of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community that is striking, impressing. You teach to your followers that loyalty to your homeland is part of your faith. Ahmadi Muslims are proud of the fact that wherever they reside in the world, they become loyal citizens of that country.
एक ख्वाब है और मुस्तकिल है, एक ख्वाब है और मुस्तकिल है, वो शख्स नहीं, वो मेरा दिल है।
His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the present head of the community, continues in his effort to unite people from all faiths and cultures by promoting interfaith dialogue and religious freedom. He has traveled extensively to spread the message of peace and to remind everyone to respect the rights of other human beings. During these tours, His Holiness has met world leaders from the Far East to Europe, from North America to Africa, discussing the economic, social and political problems facing the world today and how to create peace and justice in the world. He has also met religious and community leaders in order to share common values and core ideals universal to all religions and cultures, with a view to improving the moral state of mankind and creating an atmosphere of love and affection. From young to old, he compassionately listens to the ordinary man, regardless of race, color, or religion. He has personally initiated social projects and schemes to alleviate poverty and human suffering. His concern is not just about the well-being and moral state of the members of the Ahmadiyya community, but of the great human suffering of mankind at large. The Ahmadiyya community knows only that Islam, which is the Islam of love and affection, offers a real message of peace and security.
But this should, ladies and gentlemen, come as a surprise to no one, to anyone who knows this community. Ahmadis are renowned throughout the world for their devotion to peace, universal brotherhood, and the will of God, the core principles of true Islam.
वो मेरा दिल है, वो शख्स नहीं, वो मेरा दिल है, वो मेरा दिल है।